we go. We are here.
We is back. We is back. How are you doing today?
I'm as I was telling you, I've been fighting with my natural hair. You should have saw what it looked like earlier though. My goodness. I'm getting old. The grays were popping. I had on a hat. I came home. I had an appointment. I put that color in real quick, blow dried it, straightened it, did whatever, and now here we are. So I've been fighting with my hair. But yay, I'm here. There you go. With my hair
Here
back and
we
forth.
go. We here. Hey, fellas, we asked for the natural, and this what happens. This what you get, and that's what comes with the natural. A lot of fighting, getting it straightened or curled or whatever she got to do. But you know what? We appreciate it because that's what we want.
I'm about to slap some braids in this bad boy.
Hey, as long as it's not going down to your ass. Crack.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
That's what
And
you
I braid my own hair like it's like 20 something inches of
I was,
braids.
I
Oh
was right
my
there
God.
with you. You said down to the crack. No.
Yeah, I'm putting them braids. Like, what is the point of putting it here? My hair is this long. I need something. I needed
How about mid
something.
back? How about the middle of the back? How about the mid, like right below the bra strap?
Oh no, that's not gonna work for me. Why
You
am
know,
I spending my money on that?
so that hair. So you want hair that hangs in the toilet, that drags in the ground that people can sit on.
Oh no, that's ridiculous.
And
Not
you
that,
put
not
your
that
hair
long.
down,
Like
right?
right by my bum. Like it swings, so it will sit on my bumper.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Pull up to the bumper,
Bumper.
baby.
That's
Nice
exactly
that. Don't know about that.
that's exactly the song that was in my head when I
Don't know
said
about that. You're too young for this show. Good night.
that's
Listen, ladies and
exactly.
gentlemen, we're turning up. The energy is there already, as you can see. We got a great topic that we're going to talk about today. Because this video you sent me today, I was like, both sides had some valid points, but it was some cap on the other side. But I'm gonna let the
I
show.
won't lie. I honestly, I cut out a lot of the video and focused on the woman so that we could have our own conversation. Of course, for once, I was like, it was too long. It was almost 3 minutes. I was like, I'm not going through this. So there was a lot of cutting and chopping, but
That's fine.
people
That's
will get the concept of what's going on. So yes, it's titled "She Loves the Lifestyle Until He Went to Jail," and so we're going to talk about marriage, and we're going to talk about choices, and we're going to talk about decisions,
yeah.
and if you have to cut ties with people, why. But before we go into that, how's your week been?
Man, it's been hot. Let's say that it's been
Love
hot,
that
been
for you.
productive, been busy. My daughter turned 14, so I have a true 14 teenager now. So I had to get my shotgun. So just in case the
Oh,
little boys want to be like, hey,
oh,
hey. But anyway, all is well on this
not the
end.
shotgun.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. Anyway,
I
all is well on
appreciate
my
it.
end. Just know I'm prepared for a teenager and dating and all that stuff if it happens to be that way. But we got a good relationship, so she'll let me know when that happens. But that's neither here or there.
Watch out, gentlemen, young men, all of the above. Like,
Men, old men, yeah. We going Anyway, we'll cross that. You know what? I can't wait when she do have a first date because we definitely going to talk about that, and I'm gonna give you the play by play how it all went down. So when that happens, that will be a topic.
you know what I would love is for you guys to like recreate the Bad Boys scene, you and your twin
Right,
brother.
right. Oh, my homie's over. Hey, listen, I'm Will. You be Martin.
Right? Like, I think that would be funny and scare the last. Okay, because some of these young men need to be scared and understand, and it's so important. Again, when girls have dads, little boys have to come very differently. The moment they know, oh, you'd have to meet my mom and my dad, they kind of
Okay.
go, oh,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's yes. You want a date? Okay, I gotta meet him.
that is true. That's
You want to come
important.
see me? Then he don't want. He's not serious about you, baby girl.
Yeah.
That's sign number one. He ain't. If he's scared to meet your parents, he's not serious about you.
And I think he should pick her up from your house, not the mom's house.
Yeah, especially if well, I mean, shit, I might drive. Shit, if they're gonna date, okay, I'll be the chauffeur. Where are we going? We
I
going to
love
see
that.
what? We going dinner. Work. Don't worry, y'all can sit over here. I have my one tail by myself over here, but y'all good. Oh, it's theater, y'all can sit. Y'all sit in front of me. I'll sit behind y'all. We good.
Listen. Well, do what you got to do. At what age are you allowing her to date? Mine was 16 for mine.
Probably 16. My daughter, one thing I can say about my daughter, she's very mature for her age. So yeah. But right now she's not really into boys yet, but she is going to high school this year, so you know how that goes.
Good luck with that.
Exactly.
Well, my daughter didn't get her first boyfriend until she was 18, despite the fact that she was allowed to date at 16. So she was so, because, she went to an art school, played sports. She was so into that stuff.
Mhm. Not
Um,
for a boy, which is good.
yeah, it wasn't like I kept her busy. We were busy. Well, there was not time for shit. But here we go. Maybe I kept her too busy because I keep asking about a boyfriend now and marriage and grandkids, and she's like, "What are you
She's still in her
talking
career.
about?"
She got long. She's still in her
She
career.
does have some time. She does have some
Traveling.
time.
I mean, granted, right? We don't want her to wait till her late 30s. That's how.
No, I don't want that. I
But
don't want that.
still have a balance. She's still she's 20, 21, 22,
24.
24. Okay. I mean, after 25, she can start. Trying to see about finding the right guy first.
That is important. I told her, no, you marry before you carry.
Oh, that's a fact.
Like that is a whole thing. I'm like, you don't do what your mommy did. You marry before you carry. Learn from what I did because you do not want this. And she very much agrees. Anywho, my week has been good. Glad it's been hot for you. It has not been hot for us. It's been rainy and it was quite nippy today, but they said we're gonna have like hot weather in the next, I guess, 48 hours. So looking forward to that. I do have an update on my dessert date.
Oh, hold on before you go on the date. Before you go on that, isn't the Carabana coming up soon?
It is next weekend.
Next weekend. So hopefully it warms up next weekend.
It will be it will be warm. And this year we're not doing, like, me and the crew are not doing anything. Usually every year we do this big to do, and we're going to I think I'm going to Martha's Vineyard, and that's already a big to do. Like, Caravana weekends the 31st, basically starting that Friday all the way up to the Monday, whatever day that is, the first, second, whatever day, no, the third. July, like 31st to the 3rd is the big parties. And then we leave for Martha's Vineyard on August 10th. And we're like, we're not spending a bunch of money on Caravana and then spending a bunch of money, God damn it, on Martha. If you have never been to Martha's Vineyard, guys, it is expensive. Okay.
And
It is expensive. And we're not even there yet. And we've all, like, I haven't even normally I have a spreadsheet and I have numbers, and I refuse. And I was talking to one of my other best friends, and he said he refused. He's like, I'm not putting anything anyway. I don't want to know. He's like, every time I turn around, we're spending money, and we haven't even eaten. We're not there yet. Okay, and it's thousands of dollars, thousands
I'm sure.
of dollars. But so looking forward to it. Amen. I'm so blessed. Should I tell the date story?
Yes. Go ahead.
Should I do it now or at the end of the show?
Do it in the show.
Okay,
get to the
let's
top.
do the end of the show.
We have people waiting long enough. Let's get into the show.
Let us get into the show. Now, I'm going to ask the people a question, and then we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to show the clip. Are there any circumstances where you would tell your spouse, if this happens, I'm going to divorce you?
So for me, twins, just twins. I'm not speaking for all men. For twins, if she cheats on me,
Okay.
that's non-negotiable.
And you're letting her know up front, like,
yeah.
If you cheat on me, I'm out.
I'm out. I don't care what's going on. I don't care how that happened, why that happened. Nope, we done.
And you would actually leave.
Oh.
You think you would actually leave?
I mean, she would have to leave. I wouldn't leave.
Ah!
Why would I leave? She did it.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Nah, you have to leave.
I love that. You are not wrong. You're not wrong. I would, and for me, it's disrespect. And I don't actually tie cheating to disrespect, believe it or not. Because sometimes cheating is just sex. And that, I think, is the problem for men, is that it is sex. Right? So for me, it would be like blatant disrespect, because I have a no disrespect rule, and my husband would know what disrespect is, and I would have to leave. Like, I would have to leave. I would not feel like I have married you, and so therefore, even though I told you I would leave, I'm gonna stick around and see what happens. And I would say what becomes difficult for women is if our marriage is tied to a particular lifestyle. right? A lot of women, again, hypergamy is a thing, right? And most women marry up. And if you marry for far enough up, your marriage tied to a lifestyle. And I think we sometimes make a little bit of concessions. So I'm saying all of that to say we're gonna play a quick clip of a lady, and I want to hear your thoughts on this clip that we're playing together here. And here we go.
If you're a married woman, but your husband is currently incarcerated, you've lost so much behind your husband, such as lots of money, car, home. I've met a new man with all of his own. What should I do? Should I consider leaving?
So did you know what your husband was involved in before he went in jail?
Hell.
Did you reap the benefits of the lifestyle that he provided for you before he went to jail?
Before he went in, I stressed the fact to him that if he get locked up, I'm gone.
Why you ain't stand on that?
It's my duty as a wife to hold him down, make sure he eats and make sure that he's comfortable and things like that. But at the same time,
It's his duty as a husband to protect you.
I find that clip funny. So the clip is much longer. If you guys want to see the full clip, go to tonight's conversation and scroll. It's I think in the first one or two squares. But I found it is an interesting contradiction.
Yes.
Between what she said in the beginning, what she said in the end, which is why I clipped it the way that I did. And so her question was, my husband's in jail. I don't want to hold him down anymore. And because he's in jail, we're losing stuff because he was clearly the primary provider. Right. Okay, primary provider. He was doing whatever he was doing and bringing in the money. She's now met another man, and for survival or whatever reason, she wants to monkey branch over there while still being married to her husband. She knew what her husband was into when she got with him. She did tell him she was going to leave. And then when asked why she's not leaving, she says, because it's my duty as a wife to stay. But you're already slinging pum pum to another man.
There's so much to unpack on this one. So, you want me, I can go?
No, go. I'm just gonna, because I know you want to go in, so I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah, because it's just so much there. It doesn't make any sense to me. So first off, you knew he was a drug dealer, right? Or whatever.
Clearly a drug dealer. Definitely a drug dealer.
You knew what he was doing, and if you watch the full clip, you'll see more they said. But she did reap the benefit of him being a drug dealer, right? So she was living a lifestyle that he was providing because he had all his money, X, Y, Z. But for me, it's like she had 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. Like she was really, for me, she was never fully committed. Because before he got locked up, if you tell your significant other, if you get locked up, I'm out of here, I'm done. But you know that's the risk. That's part of the game. When you get in that lifestyle, that's the risk you play. It's like playing, Russian roulette.
It is.
So the fact that she's saying, well, I told him I was going to leave him, but you married him. Now, it'd been a different story if y'all was just boyfriend and girlfriend. That wouldn't matter. So you knew he was in that lifestyle. You chose to marry him. You accepted his proposal. Let me go that way. He asked you for a hand in marriage, and you said yes. When you said yes, you knew everything that come with it. So if he's up, you're up. If he's down, y'all both down.
Yeah.
So the fact that the people on the show was saying, well, it's his job to provide. See, here's the problem I have right now. So they're talking as if this is a traditional marriage, right? The man's provider, he exposes. It's 2026. We gotta stop with this. The man, this man, that. You're not a traditional woman. Because if she was a traditional woman, first off, she wouldn't be on no talk show talking about she found some new man that she wouldn't leave her husband with, and she's still taking, like, it contradicts everything she's saying. So let's stop. We need to throw away this traditional thing called marriage. Like that, the man needed to do this. No. Y'all should have been more strategic. Meaning that while he was in the game and y'all was making all his money, you should have some money stashed at a friend's house in the attic, money stashed in the yard somewhere, XYZ. So if you do get locked up, guess what? Y'all wouldn't be you wouldn't be fucked up because you had shit put to the side, but you weren't smart, right? So now you on the show talking about I lost my car, my house, my money, my this and that, and now I'm a new guy. It just shows you, fellas, that women are out only for the opportunists. Not all. Okay, I'm not gonna say all. I don't speak in all, but based on this lady's story she brings for us, she's looking for a good opportunity. She jumped from one person to one person. She's a survivor. I'll give her that. But when you put marriage in the mix, it kind of dilutes the whole thing. So I'm gonna stop for a minute to see if any questions and let you go, or anything you want to ask me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, listen, don't apologize. First of all, she made a choice, and I agree. You made a choice, and when you commit to that man, you were saying, I agree with your lifestyle. So you needed to go all in, right? It's you're at the poker table, okay? You have a chance to tap out, check, or you go all in. She went all in when she dumb and signed that paper. So for me, it's pretty hypocritical to turn around and say, he got caught up, so I'm out. And I told him that if he got locked up, I'd be out. But you signed up for marriage. You could have remained boyfriend and girlfriend. You could have even remained engaged for years. There are people who do that. They're engaged for 15 years. So then that way, think about Yandy and Mendeezies. They even had a whole marriage, but they were never technically legally married because they never signed the paper. Why? So that Yandy wouldn't be messed up behind anything Mendeezies did. So their stuff could still be separate. They could still live as a man and wife. They could still do all of that stuff. But according to the government, they were two separate entities.
Quick side note. What she just said about Mendeezy, what's his name?
Mendeezies and Yandy. Yeah.
One thing she said that she would have said is that they both got married, right? The only thing is they did not sign the
marriage certificate.
It's a piece of paper. What I wanted to tell everybody this. I think only one time in my whole 14 years that anyone asked me if I had a marriage license. And I can't remember what it was. It was not major. The point that I make, no one's ever is going to ask you for a marriage license. They was married for how long on TV or before TV, and then like they was, we assumed he was married, but they weren't. But no one's fact checking if you have a marriage certificate.
Other than the government. Because you become entangled with the government.
And guess what? At what point when the government, but when do they look for that information? When do they look for that?
When you're getting divorced, or they want to fuck you over by trying to get some money out of you. Tax time, definitely. Applying as married people and married couple, marriage certificate, all those things when they want to screw you over, or when you need to get a divorce. Because I had to make sure. I think I still had mine. I had to keep that back part because I was like, damn, if I get a divorce, I was on it.
So good. I just want to throw that one tad bit out there that the reason why they both walked away unscathed. She didn't lose her any asset because he did get locked up because that piece of paper that says we are legally government signed married wasn't there. So she was separate. He was separate. So that was smart. That's what I was saying.
That was brilliant.
That was brilliant because he knew he's already doing XYZ, right? Say, hey, babe, listen, I want to be with you, XYZ. We can do everything. We can live together, blah, blah, blah. Let's not sign this because if something does happen, I don't want you getting jammed up in our kids, blah, blah, blah. So I was smart. So when he went down, she was still blossoming. She had her own TV show. She was doing this. She's on the Tonight Show sometime. She's all over the place. She's doing her thing. And they got kids, and the kids are not affected.
By any of it.
That's being smart. I don't like the lady on the show, on the podcast, who I lost everything because you was dumb. See the difference? Go ahead.
We want to live live in La La Land, okay? Ladies, if you want, I don't date drug dealers. I don't date convicts. Again, another story for end of the show. All these convicts, let me tell you, living in Canada and dating long distance is a hell of a thing because they be telling me that they can't cross the border, convict. But I don't date convicts. But if I were to fall on my head, okay, and want to live in La La Land, the one thing I'm not going to do is intertwine myself legally with a convict. You want to live in La La Land? You want to play dress up? Sure. Go do the whole thing. You can have a whole wedding ceremony. Doesn't mean you need to get married. Because a wedding ceremony is still not being married. You do not get married until you sign that paper. So we want to live in fantasy and it looks great. And, he's providing and you got the Birkins and you got everything and you're getting all the trips because, things are good.
Right.
The drugs are good until he gets locked up. And she could have just left. It sounds awful. But she could have left and said, cool, I've had it. We're good. There's no court. There's no nothing. Because the moment she even tries to go in front of a court right now, you know what? That woman is still there because she has to go in front of a court. And what likely happened, let me tell you what happened.
What happened?
She didn't lose that. They seized it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know code. Oh, I lost this. No, they seized the house. Why? Because it was bought from proceeds of crime. That's what it's called, people. Google it. I'm very smart. Okay, yep. Proceeds of crime bought you the house, the car, and everything else. So when he went locked up, they won't let me out. Okay, the government said, give me that. And this and this and that. Now, had it been different and it was separate properties and whatever else, it might have been harder for the government to do that. But no, they were husband and wife. So we want to live in these fantasy worlds and we want to say we want a certain lifestyle and we want to throw our morals and values out the window to get the lifestyle. Do you, girl? But don't come on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet and then complain about the lifestyle choice you made. Because there are plenty of men who can provide you good lives that don't end up in prison. That's why I don't date convicts.
But also, too, it shows that she's not a loyal woman anyway, on top of that.
These souls ain't loyal.
It's simple as that, because the fact that she's ready to move on, wow, she's still married. So, unfortunately, this is not a what-if scenario. She is married.
No, she's married. She's a married woman.
It's a totally different scenario if she's just a single woman, or baby mama, whatever. Okay, different. But she's married.
Legally.
Yes. Like she said, she needs to abide by the stand by your husband, sickness to health, wealth, whatever it is. So, yeah, she's doing her due diligence by, I guess, putting money on his books, or I guess, or whatever she's doing her part. And technically, you're required to.
Here's my thing, though, with it, and I know I have probably been guilty, and I know men I have dated have been guilty, and this is why I have learned and grown people as a person. When people show and tell you who they are, believe them. Where in the world does a man still marry a woman when he's in the life if she says, just know that if you get locked up, I'm out, knowing that getting locked up is part of this lifestyle?
I could almost guarantee you and promise you, she said this to him after they were married, not before they got married. I could almost guarantee.
Interesting.
I can almost guarantee, because if he just said this, oh, well, then we're not getting married then, right? Because it's 2026. I have not met a drug dealer who was able to retire. Not require, but retire. You know what I'm saying? Feed up, living a life and spending his money. All the big drug lords we all seen, they got TV movies about them. They get locked up. Either they did, and it doesn't work out because either the cops snitched on them on the payroll they had, or their friend who wanted to be them. It's just a lot. It doesn't end well for you. So therefore, the fact that you think you can still live in this, that you feel you could be in the street and do this game and think you're gonna retire or make it to La La Land, it doesn't happen.
This is not power. This is not.
Yeah, even Ghost got killed. So
even Ghost got killed. Thank you. Still hurts my heart to this moment. That
I know.
Scene hurts my heart. Tariq, damn Tariq. Anywho, At the end of the day, like, we can't sign up for a particular life and not be prepared for what comes with it. And this is why it is so fascinating to me that when, as women, we let the glitz and the glam be the reason we end up with someone and then be upset at the impacts of what happens with the glitz and the glam. If you date a criminal, or let me say, if you date a man who is in criminal behavior or in a criminal profession, that could lead to jail. If you date a man who is in a profession where multiple women are constantly after him and he does not have or chooses not to stay away from these women because he's not practicing control, then when he ends up slipping his peen into one of these women, you have to decide what you want to do with knowing that you got into that situation. We just need to like be open and honest about the choices that we're making, why we're making them. She got with the drug dealer because he could provide her a lifestyle.
And the fact that the people on the panel was saying that, well, he's your husband and he's supposed to be providing you, but he's in jail, so he's not meeting up his obligation.
I thought that was stupid.
So you need to go.
I thought that was stupid. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing why I don't date convicts. And I don't date drug dealers. I had a very, very, very close person in my life who was in and out of jail because he was a major dealer out here where I am. And this man would give me anything in the world. And I said, no, we cannot be. That's just not my life. I have a child. I have a career. I have things that are going on. I cannot be tied to this, not now nor ever. I don't want anywhere where you get arrested and my name ends up in a paper. So when people Google me, they're like, and his girlfriend or his fiance. Oh, no. My name is already unique as it is. We don't need any of that. I was forward thinking. I wasn't caught up in the lifestyle because eventually that lifestyle ends. It has to. It goes fast and then it crashes. No drug dealer, criminal, scammer, any of those things go their entire life without. It's very rare. Could it happen? Absolutely. Does it happen? Most times, no. So you make a choice. You got to live with the consequences of your choices. And I'm not going to blame a man for me walking in knowing that this is the lifestyle that you're in. I walked in knowing. Now, if that woman, and this is why I appreciated the first woman who asked her point blank, did you know?
Can't play victim now.
Thank you. If I know and I am aware and I walk into this with this knowledge and say, despite the knowledge I have and I understand some of the repercussions that might come down the line, I'm still making a choice to be with someone who is in a criminal lifestyle. Make a choice. It's very different than the man who has the front and is the nightclub owner or whatever, has the corner store, whatever it is that you think, oh my God, he's a good, hardworking man, but he got that from being a drug dealer. That's a whole different thing. And there are many men who do that. Their wives actually have no idea because of something called plausible deniability. If their wives don't know, even though spouses generally can't testify against each other, but if the wife doesn't know, she can't get in trouble because she has plausible deniability. I don't know. He owned a nightclub. I was at the nightclub. He was at the nightclub. I saw the books from the nightclub. We were making money from the nightclub, not I knew about and I was packing his drugs.
That's two different things. I totally agree with that. Knowing the business and not know the business is two different things. So the outcomes will be different versus you not know. And of course, and I'm pretty sure, and most men who do live that type of lifestyle, they do want to protect their wives.
Household.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they make sure that she's not a part of nothing. So if he ever get locked up, it's she, you know what I mean? It's records show that she was never there. She XYZ, she was in the dark, blah blah blah. So
So for me, it's like I agree with you. Like you want a protector and a provider, but you choose a man that one day you may have to also protect and provide for. Because when he's in the jails, okay, you've got to hold him down. What are you going to do? Like you said, what have you done? And this is why, again, I think there's a lot of people in the rap community who give a lot of respect to Keisha Kior, and she's Jamaican, because when Gucci went down, he gave her money and she multiplied it. She multiplied it.
and apparently it was legal because
And no, because she's got her own clothing line and like she's got her whole thing going on, right? Very much so. So for me, I think it's twofold. We have to be careful about the people we decide that we want to entangle ourselves with. Says again, the divorced woman. I know how making the wrong choice can be when you legally marry someone. That's just hard. And now you are connected legally. Anything that person does can potentially come back to you. So I don't want to hear anybody talking about, well, you know what? He's gone to jail now and it's, he was supposed to choose a different path. Well, he didn't. Okay? He could have. He could have chosen a different path. He could have gone to school and become a lawyer, but he didn't. He chose to be a drug dealer. And so therefore, if he decides to sell the drugs and you know that and you choose him, you've already decided, I don't want a traditional marriage. Because who wants a traditional marriage that marries a drug dealer or a scammer or a pimp? Like, where are those professions in the Bible? The last time I checked, they have carpenters. Okay, not drug. They weren't peddling drug. So you want the idea of you want a traditional marriage, knowing that you chose a man who's not even in a traditional lifestyle. Come on, man.
Facts.
We don't get to pick and choose what pieces of marriage we want. We don't get to do that.
But one thing we do get to pick and choose is how we handle, how we build or work together in the marriage, right?
Correct.
So, regardless of the scenario, yes, the guy went to jail. So apparently, he was living a different lifestyle. He was living a lifestyle that she knew of, but it didn't work out for him, right? But what did she do to contribute to the marriage besides? Because if you look at her, she liked designer stuff. I think.
Oh no, she absolutely does. Her hair was laid. Like
Yeah.
that was some of the best hair I've seen.
Yeah.
on
So
that show. That
of course,
hair was
you look
laid.
at her, and I'm pretty sure the stuff that they took from her was her Louis Vuittons, her Chanel, all her luxury stuff. Because when the cops come in your house and take shit or look for shit,
They take it all.
if the stuff was bought with the drug money,
Proceeds of crime. Okay.
but it gets seized. So it's not like you lost it. No,
They took it.
it's for evidence. The money that you made or he made, he spent on you for this. So it's not legit money. So anyway, but if she was smart, she could have had her own business, maybe something cleaning money up. I mean, you seen Power. I know we joke. I know we keep joking about Power, but I'm just saying.
Just real life.
What did she do to help cover it up or cover herself where she does have money and she can say, oh, no, this is money that I made. You know what I'm saying? But no, when they came in, kicking the door, waving the fofo, they took everything. Now you in the social media streets, got a new boo talking about, I'm trying to leave my husband.
Here's my thing though. What kind of new man knows that he's about to get with a woman whose husband's in jail because he was a criminal?
Now, she didn't say he was in jail for life. Now,
I don't care if he's in jail for 6 months. If a man told me that his ex-wife, current wife, whatever wife, was in the jails, the way I am expeditiously in my TI voice, okay, getting the hell up out of that conversation. Your wife is in jail for what? No. So you're criminally associated and tied in a legal marriage, not your girlfriend, not the mother of your children, your wife. Oh no. And we're gonna have an affair? Oh no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, sir. Expeditiously, I'm out of there.
No, I'm not mad at you on that one.
So to me, it was like there is no way there's no way she can think that that other man is going to take her seriously.
I guarantee. No, what? Based off of her background and her story, she probably got another dude who's in the streets as well.
I mean,
She probably went from one dope boy to another dope boy.
she claims he's got his own. Maybe he just knows how to shelter his money better. He ran it through a nightclub.
Maybe he did, or this might be a scenario where he had the bad boy got locked up. She baby mama, and now she went to the dude who got his college degree, and now she gave him a little bit of time because she know that she needs something stable now. See?
That would be we need to stop making silly decisions in life and then blaming other people for the outcomes, because that would be a silly decision. Couldn't be my son, couldn't be my best friend. I'm dating this new girl, tell me about her. Well, she's going through a divorce. Let's just say we lie, because most people aren't going to be saying they're married, they're dating a married person, right? So she's going through divorce. Oh, tell me about her husband. Oh, he's in jail.
Okay, he's in jail. For what? You didn't ask? Oh, you might want to ask first before you move forward in this relationship.
Because what are we talking about? Like, there's no way. There is no way that could be any relative of mine. And I'm sitting down talking about, you're about to bring a woman in our house whose husband is currently in jail. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not doing that. Like, we need to stop being, because there are options. When men tell me I have been to jail, I am a convict, I have a felony, I say, thank you so much for this conversation, but I wish you luck on your love journey. Like, we are just not aligned. It's very easy to not end up with a criminal. Very easy. Very, very easy.
You'll be shocked at how many females out here that have baby daddies with criminal backgrounds, and they give them kids. That is crazy. That is crazy.
How are you gonna see the baby? He's in jail. Are you taking your baby? I could not imagine taking my baby to jail. What?
Hey, listen, forget taking them to jail. When they get out, how can they provide for you? Because that's a felony. They can't get a real decent job unless it's at McDonald's or something where they got to do the work that nobody else want to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Or they stuck some money away, can actually start a legitimate business that the government didn't find from the proceeds of crime.
A lot of them don't see. That's too much like right. That's too much like right. Clearly, that wasn't her case. If that was her case, she wouldn't be on no podcast. She'd be home living it up. Oh, yeah, he put that $500,000 over in his so-and-so's yard or in his attic where now I can live free and live good now. No. She advertising.
Not advertising.
She's advertising. Think about it. Let's think about it. If she already got a dude she's talking to, why is she on the show telling the story now?
That is the insane part.
Think about it.
That is the insane part. We have to be mindful of the people we choose, because let's talk about that idea of protection in a marriage. Part of a wife's duty in protecting her man is not to embarrass him out on these streets. That's part of protection. You do not embarrass your husband.
Both ways.
No, but their big thing was he was supposed to be a protector. We always talk about how a man protects and a man provides, and we've got to be on the inside in case the car hits and the open doors. But we never talk about, generally, how does a woman protect?
I'm all ears.
You protect your husband's reputation. And and I don't want the people with the exceptions. Oh, girl, you know, some men are crap. Well, you married them. You married that man,
That's your
right? Like, because regardless, my husband was not the best husband. There's some stories my mother does not know. My mother still has a like the wedding picture of me and my husband from 2008. All she knows is that I left him. Think she might know he may have cheated once. I don't even know if she knew about the baby, because there were certain things I didn't tell. And I remember getting flack from my daughter's, one of my daughter's godfather's family members, about the fact that I was getting a divorce and it was my wifely duty to stick with my husband. And I didn't say, well, he's a cheater. I said, you might be right, but the relationship didn't work. I wasn't putting everything on Front Street, because I could have turned around and said, what a cheater and a liar and all these different things. But I was still technically that man's wife. And part of me felt the need as a wife to protect his reputation and protect him as a person and protect how people in my family viewed him, how freaking strangers viewed him, even how the courts viewed him. In my marriage decree, there is nothing about him cheating. Nothing about the baby, nothing about him cheating. We were just two people, got married, wanted a divorce. I didn't write a whole soliloquy about the fact that he had done X, Y, and Z, because I still believe that there was a part of me that needed to protect that man, because that's the vow that I took. So we always want to talk about what a man should do and how a man should protect, yet we go on a national platform and tell the world that our husband is a criminal, and because of his criminal activities, that's led us to lose our home and cars and other things from his criminal proceedings, and then went and told on myself and then said I was a Jezebel because I'm out here while my husband is in prison and I'm supposed to be holding him down. I'm out here ready to move on to the next man. Who now, so you're putting your business out on Front Street, the next man's business out on Front Street, because if his friends didn't know, now they know, okay? And there might be people in your husband's life that didn't know he was on vacation. Okay? And now they know. So you're just putting all of this stuff. Exactly. I thought he was away doing such and such a work, right? And now you learn because he's in prison for however long he's in prison for. Like you have to be we have to be mindful of the people we choose to bring into our lives, because again, when people show you who they are, believe them. Because if she said at any point, whether it was before the marriage or after the marriage, if you get locked, I'm going to leave you, that man still stayed. Like I tell men up front what I don't want. I don't want to take care of your young fucking kids. I don't care. Fuck your kids. Respectfully, I don't want to do it. So if you then can want to date me and say, you know, I know how you feel about wanting to deal with my young children, when I literally say, fuck your kids, when I want to do something like I got to do stuff for the kids, fuck your kids. I done told you that in the beginning. Now you want to be mad? I told you that. You still chose me. Don't get mad. This was my attitude in the beginning. Come on, man. Do better. I don't tell men to fuck their kids, by the way. I just say politely, I don't date men with young children. Our lives are not aligned.
Understandable, because if you accept in the beginning, I don't want to hear nothing about later on. Talking about, oh, your kids. Listen, these kids before I met you, you knew what it was. So let's not switch up now. You had the opportunity to keep it moving. So the fact that you say, sorry, we don't align, you know what? I'm not going to deal with it. Let me keep it moving. So it won't be one less thing I have to worry about later on.
Thank you.
Around whatever. That's like a dating tip. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have something out there that is a non-negotiable for you, don't try to mush around it. Try to say I can make it work. Let me see. You know what? I can change it. No, stick to your non-negotiable, because that non-negotiable will still be there in a relationship. And guys, the worst thing you do in a relationship is bring something up that you was made aware of from day one in the argument. Well, every time this is your kids. My kids. These kids been here since day one. So how's that all of a sudden not a problem?
Correct.
If that's a problem, then why do we move forward at this point now, right?
Facts.
Cause so that's what I'm saying. So I know it's early for dating tip, but that was a good one.
No, it's important. And again, we want to delude ourselves. We want to delude ourselves into thinking that magically something's going to change because we want it to. I'd like that to change, and it will. What world? Like we get mad at the dating pool and we get mad at everything, but we don't get mad at ourselves. We have options and choices. And for me, one of my options and choices is I don't date men with young children. Why? Because the experience I've had, it comes back and bites me in my ass. I want to be able to get on a plane and go away somewhere for 8 weeks because I want to. And I would want my man to have that experience with me. And when you have young kids, you can't do that. It is not possible, right? It's like a man, like I remember dating a guy and he liked the fact that I work remote because randomly, because he had houses, I think he had a house in the Bahamas and a house somewhere else. He's like, if I want to get up and be able to fly you to the Bahamas on Sunday, you can't, because all you need to do is bring your laptop. Right? So he's like, for me, I need a woman with that level of flexibility. And I can't date a woman who dates and has a 9 to 5 that she has to be in the office every single day. He's like, that's not going to work. But you working remotely works for me. And he's like, I'm not going to compromise on that. And I'm like, good for you. I have a remote job because I know that I want to be able to set up my laptop on a beach in the February if I want to. Right? And if you have young kids and I want to do that, and now you got young kids, or you have to go into the office or all these other things, our lifestyle is just not aligned. And I future think. And that's the problem. Twins, that's the problem. A lot of us are not future thinking. We're present tense.
Living in the moment. That's what it is.
Going with the flow.
No.
Going with the flow. It's nice right now. It's fun right now. We're having a great time right now. And then right now leads into months, leads into years. And all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, the things I thought were going to change when we were going with the flow, they're still here. Now you're mad. You're mad at the person who has those things, and you're mad at the person who doesn't want to accept those things. You both knew what was happening. You both knew. Like my last relationship, I blame myself. I knew I didn't want to date men with young children. I knew I didn't want to date a man with more than 2 children. He had 4. Okay. I knew I didn't want to date a man that had more than one mother for their children. He had 2. And I went into it anyways. And when I got out of it, there was nobody else to blame but myself. Because I went into it eyes wide open. And while I was in, I was like, oh, love him. Don't care for this. Don't care for any of this. And I remember my brother even saying to me, like, my stepbrother was like, hold on, how old are these kids? Like, he was like, hold on, this is not what you want. But I was like, I love him. And when it didn't last, which it wasn't going to, I didn't get mad at him. I was like, girl, this is all on you. You did it to yourself. You can't get mad at those men. Like you said, the kids were there. They were there the whole time. Had nothing to do with him. So now, having done that, having seen that, I'm like, girl, don't do that again, because it doesn't align with your lifestyle. So the moment they tell me certain thing, multiple kids mother, don't have a good relationship, there's a bit of drama, I got no. I'm done. I don't care how fine the man is. I'm like, like, miss me with that. I'm matrixing. I'm matrixing out of that bad boy conversation because I'm done. Turned off. I'm out. It's not that hard. I don't think it's that hard.
Accountability. That's all.
Wait, that I won't lie. I actually wish I had put the larger clip up, it was actually, this was the one time that I was like, this is just too much. There's too much going on. There was, and I didn't agree with most of it. I didn't agree with 85% of what was being told to that woman. Straight up, she was wrong.
And
Ladies, if you go into a situation with eyes wide open with a man who you should have thought, is this someone who I can have a long term relationship with? And he does what you knew he was going to do because of who he is, you can't get mad that he did what he's supposed to do. Listen, a snake bites, stings, whatever it does. That's what a snake does. Don't bring a snake in your house. And then when he does that crap, get mad at the snake. You knew who the snake was.
yeah, it's just the bad narrative that's saying that, you know, if your significant other is away, locked up, whatever the case may be, then you have the green light to leave because that person's not standing on their business as far as being the provider. Makes no sense. And that's fact too, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, I didn't even see you pop up in the chat, Jeff. Thank you. I've missed you. Everything is not for public consumption. Consumption, this is me. Everything is not for public consumption. We don't need to hear everything. There are certain things that are supposed to be kept in your home. And I know, like, I know for especially, in the Black community that people get sensitive around that, right? About the idea that we always talk about, don't let people into your home, and people are like, well, there's generation of people who've done through harms because we hid things. That's not the stuff we're talking about. Like, let's be clear, we're not talking about that stuff that should be open in the public, like what happened to Robert Kelly. Because again, I'm not mad at R. Kelly, I'm mad at Robert, right? Like, those things should definitely be out in the open. Those, no, seriously, I tell people, you come to my wedding, we're stepping in the name of love, because I am mad at R. Kelly, but I am a little peeved at Robert, right? But to me, that's not what we're talking about. But there's certain things, like, what my biggest thing, and I look at the long marriages of the people that I know. So my sister, I think, has been married now, maybe going on 30 years. One of my best friends has been married now 12 years. So I think they just celebrated their 12th year anniversary.
Congratulations to both.
Neither. And I'm just choosing two marriages, right? I know numerous people married. Neither of those people have ever come to me with a whole bunch of grievances against their husbands that they know that if they tell me, I am going to hold on to that shit. And at any moment be like, and this is why, blah, 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 blah. I have not, and Jamaicans have a saying, teeth and tongue will meet, which means that you are going to argue. But neither of those very important women in my life have never told me a bunch of bad things about the most important man in theirs. Why? Because you keep that shit in your house. Because again, there's certain things you can't come back from. Remember what I said a couple of weeks from? 2 things you can't take back: the words after you've said them, and time. So the moment those things leave their mouth and penetrates my ears and goes into my brain, I can't unhear it. I can't take it out. And if you tell me something that you're going to forgive tomorrow, I'm not going to forgive it.
Facts. Talk about it. That is like the number one rule when it comes to new marriages. Any new marriage, and just might get married. One advice that a lot of people, I would say 9% people get, is keep your marriage affairs private. Don't tell your family. Don't tell her family. Because like you just said, you may tell your sister, sister-in-law, brother, whatever, cousin, aunt, whatever, that he did so-and-so, right? They mad so-so, but guess what? Behind the scene, y'all two made up. So, y'all two are good. That person is still mad how that person did you dirty. So that's why you don't you keep all your personal quarrels in-house only. They're not. And I think people do it because so they can be like, oh, this it's the support, so they can so they can not be the victim, or so they can be the victim. Excuse me, they tell people like, yeah, he did me wrong. Yeah, girl. Because, misery loves company. And what I've learned, and especially you married women, please stop telling your single women that's not married any of your marriage problems. Like, you should not be, once you're married, you should not have any single friends. Now, let me rephrase this. Once you're married, you should not be hanging out and gossiping with your single friends. You
Thanks
can
for the
still have those.
clarification. Yeah.
You should not be gossiping about your marriage, your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, because they cannot relate. Because misery loves company. Or shit, he might tell too much where they might want what you like. You know what I'm saying? You may nag like, oh man, I'm tired of my husband. All you do all day is work and come home and cook and do this, but he don't go
And they're like, well, hold on, cook, work, and come home.
Listen, but then meanwhile, she might be a woman who wants a man who comes home and cook and come home and just chill all day. But you want to be a woman like, oh, I want to go out, I want to travel and do this. Okay. So now what you doing is putting a bug in her ear. It's like, oh, good. She got a good man. And like, yeah, girl, yeah, she gonna tell you this shit that is not gonna work out for you. So when you leave your husband because you think the grass is greener, she gonna scoop in and take what you had because you told her everything that he does. And it's vice versa too. So I'm only speaking from the male side, but I'm sure Tisha can speak from the woman's side. But
Of course.
That's why I have no single friends. If they are single friends, they divorce men, right? And most men that want to get married or be in a relationship again, right? But I just don't have no plain single friend. Like, hey, Wayne, what you doing, man? Let's go to Magic City. Let's do this. Let's hit the club, bar. No, I got kids. My main objective every day is to get home to my kids. That's my main objective every day. Regardless if they're at the mom's house or my house, my main objective is to be around for them as they grow and get older. If me being in the street now, when I still got young kids and something can happen to me, that's selfish. If I was out, going to the club, hanging out, I get shot and I'm dead now, that's me being selfish. Why am I in the first place? I have kids at home. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I want to live my life. Okay. It comes with the price. You go outside in these streets, there's no guarantee you come home every day.
That part.
Just saying.
Well, and I think that's the difference between understanding independence and interdependence. There is this big push on independence, and I've said it on many shows. The push on independence is a consumer ploy to get single women to keep spending more money. And it's not even single men, it's actually single women. Women are actually a larger consumer in the single marketplace than men are. Men spend more to get women, but from a consumer standpoint, in terms of us buying things, we buy more. And the reality is the world needs interdependence, and you cannot try to be in a relationship and move like a single person. You have to move as a unit. If my husband were to do this, how would this impact our home? If I were to do this, how would this impact our home? If my wife were to do this, how would it impact our home? If I were to do this, how would it impact our home? And then if it got outside of our home, how would then impact the people around? Like, these are the things you have to be thinking, because there's interdependence. And I just don't know why people don't understand that you can't do a project at work generally by yourself. When's the last project you just did single-handedly and just submitted and everybody was like, no, great. I'm working on something right now and my colleague was away on vacation and she came back. We had a meeting. She reports to me and I was still like, listen, here's the direction I'm thinking of going in. Here's my thoughts about it. But take a look at it and let me know from your standpoint if this makes sense, because I want to present it to our CEO in terms of where we're going to go in the next 4 years. And I want it to make sense. And I also wanted to make sense if somebody new joined the department, I could give them this document and it would also make sense to them. I don't get to just single-handedly, even though I'm the boss, I'm her boss. No, we work together as a collaborative. We do that at work. So why we don't understand that there are certain things that when we get into a marriage or when we're in a serious long-term committed relationship, that there's certain movements that have to happen and certain movements that can no longer happen because you've made a choice to commit. And we're not saying you don't have fun. I think people hear that and they think, but I still want to have fun. Ain't nobody saying that you can't have fun. Relationships can be loads of fun.
Yes.
However, you don't get to move the same way you did as a single person.
There we go. That's it right there. That's it right there. You cannot be single while married. It's possible. It's gonna be a conflict of interest.
Could you imagine I was married right now? You know, I told you I want to do that 7-week trip to Bali.
Right.
Imagine being even just in a committed relationship and all of a sudden popping up at the end of October and my husband or fiance says, "Hey, what are you doing for your birthday in November?" Oh shit, babe. Didn't I tell you? I'm going to Bali for 7 weeks. The fuck? The fuck?
That right there. And also, let's take it to another level, right? Let's say you're dating, you know what I'm saying? You're dating with intentions.
Mm-hmm.
That y'all both talk about marriage and XYZ. But using that same scenario that you just said, is that moving like a wife?
Absolutely not. I'm moving like a single person because I am. I can do that right now.
Oh,
I can do whatever I want. I'm moving like a single person.
No. You going where? And you going with who? Oh, you're telling me. Like, hey, babe, hey, is it okay? So you already made plans without me. You already told me you was going with your friends. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, have fun.
That would be the end of that. I won't lie. There is no situation where a man could just be planning all kinds of trips and not even be like, "Hey babe, so I'm thinking about going with the boys here, and there, or I want to refresh and I want to take a week away by myself." You're not about to tell me the week before because I'd be like, "What?" So I wasn't even a thought in your mind when you made these plans?
Or even, hold on, let's take it another level. You are planning trips, right? And you're moving like you're single. You want to be married. But when I ask you, how much money you have in your savings account? Then you start hitting with the
not the beatbox.
So you tell me right now, if you ran over a nail and got 2 flat tires, you don't have no money to get your tires changed like that, but you can go ahead and plan and schedule a trip for going an 8-week trip to Bali, whatever you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Or hold on. Or even worse, or a family emergency happened, right? Because we all have family, shit happens, and you got fly XYZ, but you ain't got the money to fly because you've been planning this and you didn't put that to the side. I said, yeah, finances is something that need to be talked about, but the way they move before you get married tells you everything.
A lot about them. So, and then don't get mad when you ignore those behaviors and they exhibit those same behaviors in the marriage. You saw it.
Come on now. See, now we preaching now.
You saw it. They did it, and you ignored it. You ignored it. You thought it was going to change, or well, you know what the line is, twins. But once we're married,
oh no. I thought my ring close to me. I tell everybody this. I tell every guy that want to get married, I said, fellas, once you put that ring on the finger, she's not going to change to this magical super wife, very nice to you. She's going to be a worse version that she is now. So whatever she does now that you don't like, that's just going to be extreme now because you're married. Because now I got him. It's sad, but it's the truth, fellas. I'm trying to tell you. So don't think because you put a ring on her finger, she's gonna be the best super. She's not turning Superwoman. She's not turning Wonder Woman. Okay, and her freak level will go down.
Yeah, we don't go from ordering Uber Eats 5 days a week to cooking 5 days a week.
Come on
a
now.
A woman doesn't go from not wanting to go to the gym to now we're married, so I'm in the gym. Why? Now I don't have to impress anybody. It's you. It's just you.
And that's the main cheat code of life right there, fellas. I hate to say this. Another tip. Fellas. Before you put that ring on her, she's going to do everything possible to get the ring. That's the whole purpose of dating intentional. People who want to get married. they're gonna do everything possible to get the ring. So once you get that ring, the level of everything that we just said is gonna fall off. So it's kind of hard to say how you know you're not gonna know. Unfortunately, there's no way to figure this out. But I'm just telling you right now, every man that I know, not every man, but most men that I know that are married, they all can relate. Once she got the ring, everything changed. She wasn't as freaky as she was when she didn't want the ring because she's competing for the ring, fellas. I'm telling you, the woman that you dating with right now, that's your girlfriend right now, that y'all talking about married, she's doing everything to get the ring. But once you get the ring, everything goes down. I don't know how to keep it that way. I don't know. I wish I had the answer because if that's the case, I might still be married. I don't know. But as long as you're boyfriend and girlfriend, it may work out for you. Just saying. Go ahead.
I love that. And I think communication. I think and sometimes you need to listen with your eyes.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes don't say goddamn thing. Just pay attention. Just pay attention to surrounding. Take mental notes. Oh, okay. Fellas, we gotta stop living in la la land. And we got to stop letting the power of the PUSSY to persuade you, because they will give that to you and make you forget you had an argument about XYZ. Nah. I mean, you still get it, but just know it's used as a weapon, so you think everything's cool. Yes. The worst feeling ever. The worst feeling as a married man is, your girl gave you some TLC, right? Like, oh man, you know what I mean? She's initiated. So I'm like, oh, I'm on cloud 9. The worst feeling afterwards is like either afterwards or a couple hours later. Hey, babe, can I get... That's the worst feeling ever. I'm telling you, the worst feeling ever. It's like, really? You could...
I've never even thought about that. So interesting.
Trust me. Listen, we guys talk. But that's the worst feeling as a married man. Is that your wife gave a TLC, you know what I'm saying? She initiated XYZ just so she can turn around and ask you for something. I'm like,
because it feels transactional.
No, it is transactional. Not
okay.
Feels, it is. That's the worst feeling ever. So therefore, I don't know how we got there, but trust me, that's the worst.
No, that's good. That is good to know, because I think in a lot of women's mindset, you want to get him good and happy and then ask. And it is transactional. It is, I gave you this and I want this in return, as opposed to I'm just loving you up because you're my husband and I love you.
Come on now, that's it. Because the majority of the time we're gonna give you what the fuck you want regardless. God damn. But when you try to do that on us, it's like, this is shit I used to do when I was talking to girls when I was single. My wife shouldn't have to finesse me with sex to get XYZ. Like, what are we talking about? But anyway, I digress.
No, I love that. No, that was great. Listen, I think we've given a bunch of dating tips. I don't even think we need to do dating tips at the end, unless you've got one that you want to give. But
I gave out some good gems. Trust me.
I love this. He said complete. See, that was my dating tip. Listen with your eyes. So that is my dating tips. Thanks, Jeff. Listen with your eyes. And I think a lot of us listen with our ears, but we don't listen with our eyes. And people will show you who they are. Period, point blank. And listen, my biggest thing now is I match energy. So let me give you guys 5 minutes, a little bit about my online dating experience. I really, really enjoy online dating. I realize that I have maybe been doing online dating a little bit wrong, but I realize how much I enjoy it, because it gets you to really see how people communicate. So one of the things that is, I match energy. So I'll give you an example. Hinge allows you to voice note.
Yes.
Right. So you can hear the person's voice. So I really like Hinge for that. Facebook dating, however, only allows you to voice note if you have an Apple device. So I can't on my Android phone, but I can on my iPad. So it's kind of hit and miss, but Hinge, it doesn't matter what device. So I like a good voice note because I like to hear people's voice. But if I leave you a voice note and then you type back your response, that's the last voice note I'm leaving you.
On to the next.
Real talk. Like that's fine. I might still communicate with you, but I'm not gonna leave you a voice note because I'm now matching your energy.
Right.
If you are the person who takes 2 days to respond to me, I am not immediately responding to you.
I'm on that level right there. Hey, listen, if I'm the only one that got to reach out to you all the time and say, hey, how you doing? And you never get back to me, I'm done texting. No.
I'm not getting mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'll be mad at myself if I want to entertain this nonsense, right? So I think what's the great thing about it, it is allows you to decide, who am I giving attention? Like I had a guy today has asked me just how are you, blah, blah, blah. Hey, can we continue this conversation offline? What conversation? How are you? You haven't asked me anything in depth. You don't even know if I have a child. You haven't asked me what I do. You haven't asked me like anything that would qualify me to determine if I'm even worth your time offline. Feel me? Like a lot of these people, and I'm just like, that don't make no sense to me that you're ready after a quick, how are you? How's your day? Let me exchange numbers. No, that means that you just be giving your time to anybody. My phone number is a sacred thing for me because I don't like people playing on my phone. Okay, so if I'm not going to give you energy, no, sir. However, another convict. And ladies, a great way to weed out the convicts. Okay, weed out, even if you live in the United States and you deal with men who live in the United States, a good thing is, again, twins let me know they can't get passports. So if you like to travel out of the country and you want to go to Phuket in Thailand, shit, you just want to go to Jamaica. I'll even make it simple for you. You just want to go to Jamaica. How he gonna go, boo? Can't get passport. You want to come to Caribana weekend in Toronto and you live in Syracuse. You need to cross the border. He can't get an enhanced license. They're going to stop him at the border. So what are you doing here? What are you doing? He doesn't fit in your lifestyle. So when someone doesn't fit in your current lifestyle, don't think they're going to fit in your future. But I will give you an update. My dessert date was actually really good.
Okay.
I showed up and I told you how I was going to show up. I showed up in a hat. Okay. And on sneakers. My outfit was very casual. He apparently enjoyed it. Okay. We are going on a second date.
Wait. How long was the dessert?
I actually ended up staying for an hour and 15 minutes.
Ooh, I knew you was capping. See? I knew you was capping.
I end up, and it's only because, honestly, he was actually telling me an interesting conversation, and I was waiting for him to also get his dessert, which he didn't end up getting. He ended up getting like espresso or something. But it turns out that his grandfather and father were both polygamist. So now I was intrigued because of the conversation we recently had, right? So it was like it was actually fascinating. But what was so funny about it, he ended up walking me to the subway. For those who don't know, Toronto's got a great transit system, so I gave up my car. So he wants me to the subway, and he says, "You know what? Thank you." And I was like, "Thank you for what?" He's like, "Thank you for like agreeing to meet me for dessert." And then he looks at me and he was like, "That was a test." And I was like, well, again, I acted dumb. I'm like, "Oh, really? Really?" He's like, because most women would have said no or went on something. Now he was like, "You know what? For this date, tell me whatever restaurant you want to go in the city, send it to me, and I will make reservations." And that's exactly what I did. I sent him the restaurant that I really like. He screenshotted the confirmation, and we're going to dinner at 8:00 on Saturday. So we'll see how it goes.
But I knew you was capping when you talking about, I'm only giving 45 minutes.
I planned, no, but this is the part I didn't tell you. I didn't go out with him on the Saturday. I actually went out with him. I canceled that date on the Saturday, where I actually did only have 30 minutes. I moved it to the Monday
Yeah, plenty of
because I had a lot more time.
time.
And I got soaked in the freaking rain in a thunderstorm walking back from the gym. It was awful on Saturday. I wasn't going anywhere. So
Gotcha.
I had like an hour and a bit. So I was able to leave my house, get to the date, and still do my 2-hour transfer. In Toronto, you can get on the subway and it's free within a 2-hour window if you get back on. So I was
Really?
able, yes, then we have a 2-hour transfer. So you can go do all of your errands, and as long as it's 2 hours, it's free to go back on. So I did all of that, and I just had to spend $3.30. So
Nice.
it worked out. It was nice, but that's the thing, like, you guys do things not making us like acting like I know it's a task. I know what the dessert date is for. I know what the coffee date. It's to qualify whether the person is worth your time. But I seriously did show up with a hat, and he loved it. Apparently, he was like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." I was like, I had a full hat on.
last cheat code, ladies. Men love when you got sweatpants or jeans on and a hat and you're just running out somewhere. Women get so annoyed at men at Walmart or any someplace talking about, he talking to me looking like this. Yes, because we know we're gonna get every day. You wearing makeup and eyelashes and all that bullshit. We know that's only for the gram, or you going somewhere spectacular.
Yeah,
just like that every day. But to see a woman just look on the everyday on the run, I be seeing them all the time. Like, oh, she bad. So I can only imagine when she do dress up. I'm like, oh my gosh. She's just,
yeah. I'm dressing up for the date on. I will dress up for the date on Saturday. Like, I'm gonna need to.
I guarantee that he could be very surprised to see you because he saw you with the hat on, whatever. You was comfortable.
I was comfortable.
Because that's
we're going to dessert.
Sometimes comfortable. You know what I mean? So when you see dressed up, he'll be I mean, I know you was fine, but goddamn, guaranteed. So we need another recap.
I will definitely recap you. He we'll see. He's a contender. Good job, good stuff happening. But we shall see. To be continued. To be continued. Well, thank you, everybody. This is a great conversation. Thank you, Jeff. If you're still there, again, last tip. Again, people, listen with your ears. That is our tip. Moving forward when dating, listen with your ears, because you are going to learn a lot more when you listen with your ears than when you watch with your eyes. Anyhow, have a great night. Have a good weekend. Bye.